Mike.
Hi.
Welcome to our Feel Good show.
Thank you.
I think today we will be doing with aspartame.
Absolutely, yes.
What is aspartame?
A very good question. Primarily, aspartame is a chemical. It's man-made, and it was made by accident way back in the 60s when the scientists at the Searle laboratory were looking for an inhibitor for a gastrointestinal hormone called gastrin. And they stumbled across this when they spilt some chemicals and discovered that it was sweet and had no calories, and therefore the Searle laboratories tried to develop this as a dietary supplement, but it was refused by the FDA initially. There's a checkered history with aspartame, and it would be interesting just for me to tell you briefly this checkered history. After Searle appealed to get this back on the market as a sweetener, the incoming FDA commissioner set up a 5-man scientific commission to review the findings, and they reviewed the findings and found in favour of the original review that it wasn't safe. However, the chairman put in place another person who found in favour of aspartame, which made a deadlock, and he initially broke the deadlock by voting in favour of aspartame, and thus aspartame came onto the market. Interestingly enough, he was forced to resign with allegations of impropriety, and then went on to work for the agency that was the chief public relations agency for Montano and Searle. Montano bought out Searle later on, so that is what aspartame is. That's how it come to be.
Is it a natural product?
Most definitely not. It's not a natural product.
Where can it be found?
Today it can be found in over 5,000 products, ranging from food products to domestic household products such as various different woods. It's sold in over 100 countries to approximately 250 million people.
What are the dangers?
This is an excellent question because the dangers are manifold, and once again, as I say in all these talks, there is no conclusive evidence for or against any of these products. It doesn't matter whether it's aspartame, fluoride, chlorine, SLS, but the pressure is mounting and the evidence is mounting that there are many dangers. That, for example, the International Research on Cancer has declared that formaldehyde, which is found in aspartame, is carcinogenic for human consumption. Now, they were very careful how they chose their words. They didn't just say formaldehyde is carcinogenic, they said for humans, specifically stated for humans. So how does formaldehyde come from aspartame? Well, it comes in an indirect way. Aspartame releases methanol, which is wood alcohol, about 10%. That in itself is not terribly dangerous, although it's best if we don't have this in our body, because it hides in the brain and nerve tissues and the muscles and bones. But from this, it metabolizes formaldehyde, and this is what the International Research on Cancer has declared as carcinogenic. Interestingly enough, formaldehyde is used as an embalming fluid. This is what we embalm people with. So again, another reason why we don't want to be taking in this product. It's also found in a lot of household products like kitchen worktops, in doors and carpentry. Again, it's found in flooring, and the highest concentrations of formaldehyde are found in MDF boarding. It has actually been banned on construction sites in the United States. There are other dangers. It's an excitotoxin like MSG and other glutamate products. They are excitotoxins, and what this means is that it actually plays havoc with our cell nerves. They actually end up destroying the cell nerves, and as a consequence it greatly restricts the use of our capacity in the brain. And eventually, if it destroys all the cells, nerves in our brain, then we have serious brain disabilities, and it is therefore linked to Alzheimer's. Air Force pilots in the United States have been told that they cannot use this before flying because it's linked to blackouts. It has been linked to at least one plane crash, and it also affects our blood sugar levels. It's related to asthma, rashes, nausea. It prevents learning abilities. Children at school have difficulty in learning when they start to take quantities of aspartame. Other problems that come along with this is that it causes ADHD, and there's also social problems. It makes kids aggressive as well. So there's a whole host of things here. In fact, if we can follow what Dr. Richard Blaylock says, he's a leading author on excitotoxins. He penned the book Sweet Poison, or Sweet Deception, I think it's called. And he goes on to actually say that aspartame is the dumbing down of society. And there are many, many other leading doctors who work in this field. There's an Australian doctor, Betty Martini. She is the leading expert in excitotoxicity poisons. And if you're really interested in knowing more about this, more than what we can talk about here, then it's well worth to Google in both their names, Dr. Richard Blaylock or Betty Martini, and you'll find some very, very interesting things there about aspartame.
How do we know it causes cancer?
Well, we know this causes cancer. I explained a little earlier from the International Research on Cancer actually declared that it is carcinogenic in humans. We can also go to the various websites available like PubMed, which is another scientific website where scientists publish all their findings, and that there is just more and more evidence to suggest that this is carcinogenic, and it's not something that gets made up just out of the blue. It really has a real danger, and if you're vulnerable, if your immune system is low, then you're probably at the most danger from the excitotoxicity poisons and putting the conditions right for cancer to manifest.
What can we replace aspartame with?
First of all, we could use unrefined raw cane sugar. That would be the first place to go to. Anything unrefined has got to be better than something refined. However, we can go a lot better than that. There's a substance out there called xylitol, and it can be bought in the shops. We produce xylitol in our bodies ourselves. It's also found in fruits and vegetables such as strawberries and raspberries. This is much better for you than even, I would say, just using sugar, the refined sugar. We can also use manuka honey, and I stipulate manuka honey because of its therapeutic content. It is used in certain countries to eradicate MRSA. It's also used for burns, and it's also used as an antibiotic, and even in the UK, in a hospital down in Surrey, they're now using manuka honey for therapeutic reasons.
Thank you very much
Pleasure.
for being in this show.
My pleasure.
I think all the students of our institute have gained so much of knowledge out of this.
Well, I hope so. I hope I've done my job well, and again, the people can go away with the knowledge now and can make a choice, and in the very least start to reduce aspartame intake. So yes, if we've done our job properly, then people will start to do away with aspartame.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.